Our top story today, Donald Trump and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni expressed optimism about reaching a trade agreement between the United States and Europe during her visit to Washington. Trump said a deal was 100% certain, but emphasized it would have to be fair. Meloni also voiced confidence, saying she believed an agreement could be reached. She added that her broader goal was to make the West great again. Meloni is the first European leader to visit Washington since Trump imposed and later paused 20% tariffs on EU imports. At a joint press conference on Thursday, the two leaders said they discussed defense spending, immigration and tariffs. Meloni's team described the trip as a commercial peace mission. Although there were no concrete breakthroughs on tariffs, Meloni did secure a commitment from Trump to visit Rome, where she hopes he will meet other European leaders. Let's hear what Trump and Meloni had to say.
Should the European Union still believe that the United States is a reliable trade partner?
Well, I'm here exactly to work for make the West stronger. For I believe in the West unity, and I think simply we have to talk.
She
and
believes
find
in the
ourselves.
president. She believes in the president.
Also, and find ourselves in the best middle way to grow together. That's why I'm here. So. If I wouldn't think it's a reliable partner, I wouldn't be here.
Mr. President, we have a very good relationship together, and as countries, we have a very good relationship.
I'm sure we can make a deal, and I'm here to help on that. I cannot deal in the name of the European Union. My goal would be invite President Trump to pay an official visit to Italy and understand if there's a possibility when he comes to organize also such a meeting with Europe. For I think the best way is that we simply speak frankly about the needs that every one of us has and find ourselves in the middle. For this is the time that we try to sit down and find solutions. So I want to thank President Trump for having accepted an invitation to pay an official visit to Rome in the near future and consider the possibility in that occasion to meet also with Europe. The goal for me is to make the West great again. Okay? And I think we can do it together.
Oh, there'll be a trade deal, 100%. Oh, well, you think there won't be? Of course there'll be a trade deal, very much. They want to make one very, very much, and we're going to make a trade deal. I fully expect it, but it'll be a fair deal.
Are they on your priority list?
Everybody's on my priority.
We are joined by Rohan Gunaratne, international affairs expert, to discuss this further. Rohan, thank you very much for joining us. Where obviously these trade negotiations are ongoing in regard to these tariffs, where does the EU lie in importance with the US in making a deal with the United States?
Thomas, I'm very happy to hear from you and to respond to that question. Right now, Trump is working with the European countries, but by inviting Meloni to Washington, D.C., who is in fact a friend of Trump, because both Trump and Meloni have a similar ideology. And both of them relate to each other and both of them have a good relationship. I believe that it's a major breakthrough for the United States and for Europe, because this is the starting point of discussion on the tariffs. So many people are in fact disturbed as to how to deal with the United States. But Meloni's visit very clearly demonstrates that they can negotiate with Trump. Trump, coming from the New York background of being expert in wheeling, dealing, and hustling, he knows how to negotiate. He's essentially a negotiator. And visit of the Italian Prime Minister clearly demonstrates that it is possible for world leaders to work with Trump.
Do you think the European Union has sent a good spokesperson in Prime Minister Meloni? They of the Donald Trump and the Italian Prime Minister obviously align politically on a lot of issues.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you look at the profile, of Meloni, again, conservative, Catholic, very similar in thinking with Trump. And I think she has done a wonderful job so that the United States and Europe can work together. That initial disruption that we all saw between Europe and the US, now they are all coming back together. And even if you look at the Paris talks over Ukraine-Russia war, you can see once again the Americans and the Europeans have started to work together. But this is Trump's style. Before he enters into a phase of negotiation, he demonstrates his power and his strength so that his opponent, adversary, or even enemies will start to work with him because they have no other option. The way Trump deals is different to other world leaders. He's a businessman at the end of the day, from New York.
Yes, Rohan, what do you think about Donald Trump's deal-making strategy? Obviously, countries are concerned about the tariffs that have now been paused for 90 days and are rushing to get deals done. What do you think of Donald Trump's kind of deal-making, business-like approach in regards to diplomatic efforts?
So Trump starts at a very high level, and then, of course, they will start to negotiate. So he will still get a very good deal for the United States, but he will also make sure that the negotiating party will also leave the table with something positive. And that is his style. So you can see Trump is not a warrior. He's a negotiator. And that's what people who studied him also believe. And the Italian Prime Minister's visit clearly demonstrates that the Europeans also can work with Trump.
Rohan Gunaratne, thank you very much for joining us. We now move on.